this defense this season? What are your expectations from this unit?
I mean, just to come out and do what we said we want to do, and that was dominate. I feel like we put the work in this summer, including this training camp, but in the spring as well. And it's great to see the progress that we've made. It's been a long off season. A lot of extra stuff going on coming off a national championship. But I feel like we have a new team and we have new dreams. So it's been great just to see the mindset of this defense for real.
From the guys who are coming back, do you feel like you guys are kind of over that championship kind of fanfare and everything else? You guys are just ready to move forward?
Oh yeah, definitely. We have, like you said, we have guys coming back, and a lot of guys left last year, and there's a lot of new guys and new faces that y'all gonna get to see, and a lot of guys who played some last year but want to step into bigger roles. So that's kind of just been the main thing. A lot of guys want to make a name for themselves and prove themselves they can play at this level, and they can definitely contribute to this team. So that hasn't been a really big problem for us. The leaders on this team, we do a great job of making sure that guys, remember that it's a new team and we can't focus on the last year's high hopes, because the fans, they love telling you just how great last year was, and we all trying to focus on this year. But I feel like it's good because it started from the inside out, and we really passed that, and we just focus on this year's task.
Is your goal to be the #1 defense in the country? How much do you talk about that?
Always, man. That's been a goal of my class in general. Guys like me, Christian, Austin, and just other guys who came in with us. Because the 2014 defense, they set the standard. Coach V tells us that all the time, and we just want to make a name for ourselves and engrave our names in Clemson history, and just be a part of a defense who can say we did the same thing and set the standard. Every year on our defense we top 5, top 10 in tackles for loss and sacks, but I feel like we still need to put everything together, as a whole defense, and kind of just claim that #1 spot. So that would be a great feat if we could do that.
Is there anything you know about those past defenses in that 2014 defense?
They were close and they were player-led. That's the #1 thing. You talk about a 2014 defense, for example. You talk about the Stephon Anthony's, the Grady Jarrett's, Vic Beasley, Corey Crawford's, and even guys who weren't even starters. So you have like the Tavares Barnes, the Shaq Lawsons, the Ben Boulwares at the time. Those guys, you didn't have to tell those guys to come in here and do extra, or you didn't have to tell those guys to go in there and watch extra film, because that was just their mindset. They wanted to be the best, and just seeing that, and just seeing how they care for each other, they wanted to see the whole team and not just themselves have success. So that was just the biggest thing, just see how close they were, and just to see how self-driven they were. That was the biggest thing for me.
Specifically your group on the defensive front, a lot of outside talk about how special you guys could be as far as the whole country. You guys hear any of that? You talk about the chance to be special among the guys on the front.
Oh yeah, you definitely hear it, but it's a big difference between hearing stuff and listening to it. And I feel like that's what the biggest thing that we've done. We realized that, just all the talk, that doesn't really matter to us, because we know that just last year, we had a lot of people who was questioning our ability as a defense to get the job done, and we feel like we proved them wrong. So that's just been the main thing, just realizing that yes, we do have the talent to be very, very good, but just knowing that isn't going to do anything. You have to put the work in. You have to go through the grind of a season and putting in the extra work and hours of watching tape, doing extra stuff in the weight room, stuff like that, just to actually have that edge and hopefully be the best that you can be.
What are some of the things you've seen for Penn State on film on offense, and how do they maybe compare to some of the opponents you had last year?
They got a lot of athletes, man. They got those guys on the edge, those wide receivers. They might not be the biggest guys, but they sure can run. The quarterback's very athletic. The offensive line is very, very good, and they're very well experienced. The coaching staff, they seem like they know their system very, very well, and we know that even though a lot of people are making it seem like this might be their Super Bowl, but we feel like they're going to come in, they're going to want to compete. Those guys from up north, they don't care about big time ACC football like that. They just want to come in here so they can play, and that's one of the things that I've been excited about. I feel like it's going to be a really, really tough game.
There's not a lot of experience at defensive end behind the starters. Who's some guys that you're looking at that maybe step up?
Oh yeah, definitely. We got me, Austin, Xavier, Chris Register is a guy who's been in the system for a long time, and I feel like he's going to have a really, really good year this year. But definitely Xavier Kelly, Justin Foster, Logan Rudolph. Justin Foster and Logan Rudolph, both of them just came in from high school, were linebackers, and it's been, I don't think I've ever seen two guys come in and just focus on learning the position that fast. So I'm really excited for our young guys. You know, it's going to be great to see them develop.
I think Logan's listed second team right now. What is he kind of doing to earn that?
Man, I mean, Logan's a guy, like I said, like he's a linebacker, and we knew coming in, like just off his recruitment video, he was a little bit crazy. You know, he was chopping the wood in his recruitment video, but you know, like you said, he's very intense, and no matter what, if a guy play with effort, I mean, you'll find a spot for him somewhere. So that's been the biggest thing with him. You know, just seeing his effort. You know, he's been dealing with a little bit of a shoulder, but he's past that now. And when he was injured with the shoulder, that didn't mean anything to him. He was still fighting through it. So you see how tough he is, and the intensity that he plays with is something that I really hone in on.
Y'all give him a hard time at all for that video?
Oh yeah, all the time, all the time. He try to act like he a quiet guy, but he lightens up when he around us. Yeah, I give him a hard time all the time.
I feel like for you personally, you've only scratched the surface from what fans have seen, and are you a guy that can maybe break out and steal a little bit of the shine, so to speak, off of Christian and Dexter, all the love that they get?
I mean, yeah, I feel like there's a lot that, you know, last year I feel like I kind of just went like this all last year, you know, coming in. I feel like I kind of got my feet wet in the beginning of the season. I feel like I kind of really, you know, began to blossom over the season. But yeah, I feel like, you know, the best is yet to come. And, you know, just off of I don't really get tied up into things like that. But yeah, definitely guys like me and Austin and other guys on the defensive line, we see the publicity that guys like Christian and Dexter get. But, you know, that's not really a thing where we like get jealous. It's something that really just drives us to be the best we can be, because we all want to be the best and be known as the best. So that's just something I look at, and this kind of just like inspires me to be better every day. We good? Thanks, sir.